Welcome back to the channel. Everyone, today, we are diving deep into a moment that has completely set the tennis world on fire, a moment that transcends the baseline, transcends the fierce, cutthroat nature of Grand Slam tournaments, and strikes at the very heart of what the future of the Women's Tennis Association truly looks like. If you've been anywhere near social media over the last 48 hours, your feeds have undoubtedly been flooded by a viral clip straight out of red clay courts of Roland Garros. It is a video that has sparked thousands of debates, millions of views, and a brand new moniker that is echoing to the tennis community. We are talking about the sensational Alexandra Eala, the pride of the Philippines, and a viral birthday surprise as everyone declaring her, alongside Eva Lys, Iva Jovic, and Zeynep Sonmez, as a potential new Big Four of women's tennis. To truly understand the gravity of this moment, we have to set the scene. It is the eve of the 2026 French Open. The air in Paris is thick with anticipation, anxiety, and the unmistakable tension that only a Grand Slam can bring. The crushed red brick of Roland Garros is hallowed ground. It is a place where legends are forged in agonizing, lungs-burning marathon rallies, and where dreams are shattered by the unforgiving nature of the dirt. Into this cauldron steps Alexandra Eala, preparing for what is arguably the most high-stakes campaign of her career thus far. She is turning 21 years old. She is carrying the weight and the hopes of an entire nation on her shoulders, having broken barriers by becoming the first player from the Philippines to crack the WTA Top 50, riding high at world number 38. She is practicing on the court, her mind laser-focused on her grueling first-round matchup against none other than the 18-year-old American prodigy, world number 17, Iva Jovic. And then the moment happens. The intensity of Grand Slam preparation is pierced by an act of pure, unadulterated sportsmanship and camaraderie. Striding onto the court comes her fierce first-round opponent, Iva Jovic, accompanied by the electric German talent Eva Lys, and the trailblazing Turkish powerhouse Zeynep Sonmez. They aren't carrying tennis rackets. They are carrying a birthday cake, right there, in the shadow of the Parisian stadiums. They paused the ruthless grind of professional tennis to celebrate Eala's 21st birthday. Eala is visibly stunned, blowing out the candles as cameras flash and fans look on in awe. In an instant, the internet exploded. The image of these four extraordinary young women, Eala, Jovic, Lys, and Sonmez, laughing and sharing a cake just hours before they're set to wage absolute war against each other and the rest of the tour, struck a profound chord. Fans immediately began drawing parallels. For 2 decades, the men's game was defined by the legendary Big Four: Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic, and Andy Murray. They were a quartet that defined an era not just through their utter dominance, but through profound respect and underlying brotherhood they shared despite their brutal rivalries. Now, looking at this viral footage, the tennis world is asking a massive question. Are we looking at the foundation of a new era? Are Eala, Jovic, Lys, and Sonmez the modern WTA equivalent of new Big Four? This isn't just about a cute birthday video. This is about a monumental paradigm shift in professional tennis. Historically, the locker room was a cold, isolated place. Champions of the past famously avoided fraternizing with their opponents, viewing any friendship as a psychological weakness, a chink in the armor that could be exploited on game point. But this new generation is entirely rewriting that archaic rulebook. They are proving that you can share a slice of cake on a Saturday and absolutely try to destroy each other with heavy topspin forehands on a Monday. And that is exactly what makes the impending first-round clash between Alex Eala and Iva Jovic so incredibly fascinating. Today, we are going to tear down the layers of this viral sensation. We are going to conduct a massive deep dive into the careers, the playing styles, and the immense potential of all four of these women. We will analyze exactly why the internet has dubbed them the new Big Four, how they are individually dismantling the old guard of the WTA, and what this viral moment means for the psychology of the modern tennis player. We will examine Alexandra Eala's meteoric rise from the Rafa Nadal Academy to the top echelons of the sport, Iva Jovic's terrifyingly rapid ascent as an 18-year-old phenom, the explosive baseline aggression of Eva Lys, and the historic barrier-breaking career of Zeynep Sonmez. Settle in, because this is the ultimate breakdown of the viral moment that just might have introduced us to the defining quartet of the next decade of women's tennis. Let's begin by dissecting the very center of this viral storm, Alexandra Eala. To understand why her turning 21 is a global news event, you have to understand the unprecedented path she has walked. Alex Eala is not just a tennis player. She is a cultural phenomenon in the Philippines. Coming from a country not historically known for producing Grand Slam tennis champions, Eala has had to chart her own course. Her journey took her to prestigious Rafa Nadal Academy in Mallorca, Spain, where she was indoctrinated into the grueling, spin-heavy, relentless work ethic that defined the king of clay himself. You can see Nadal's influence in every aspect of Eala's game. As a left-hander, she utilizes a viciously spun cross-court forehand that kicks up high above her opponent's strike zone, a tactical mirror of her mentor. Her breakthrough over the past year has been nothing short of cinematic. In 2025, she shattered expectations by reaching the semifinals of the WTA 1000 event in Miami, scoring jaw-dropping back-to-back victories over established top-tier players like Madison Keys and the seemingly invincible IGA Swiatek. It was that run that cemented her legacy, vaulting her into the top 50 and making her the highest-ranked Filipino player in the history of the sport. But reaching the top and staying there are two entirely different beasts. The clay court swing of 2026 has been a turbulent ride for Eala. While she dazzled in Rome, showing her immense comfort on the dirt by reaching the third round, she also faced frustrating early exits in Stuttgart and Strasbourg. She arrived in Paris ranked number 38, possessing all the weapons to win a major, but searching for the ruthless consistency required to string together 7 consecutive matches in 2 weeks. Now, enter the woman who handed her the birthday cake, Iva Jovic. The dynamic between Eala and Jovic is a masterclass in the complexities of modern sports psychology. At just 18 years old, Jovic is a terrifying prospect for anyone on the tour. Born to a Serbian father and a Croatian mother, she possesses that legendary Balkan resilience and competitive fire. Jovic is currently the youngest player ranked inside the world's top 20, sitting at an astonishing number 17. She wins an incredible 67% of her matches, a stat that places her among the elite tier of tour veterans. What makes this French Open first-round matchup so poetic and so brutal is their shared history. Eala and Jovic are not just acquaintances. They are former doubles partners. They stood shoulder to shoulder earlier this year in Auckland, fighting their way to the semifinals together. They know each other's games intimately. Jovic knows that Eala's left-handed serve will tail away on the ad side, and Eala knows precisely how Jovic likes to set up her devastating backhand down the line. There are zero secrets between them. When Jovic walked onto that practice court with a cake, it was a beautiful display of humanity, but make no mistake, underneath the frosting and the smiles, both women know that in a matter of hours, only one of them will survive the first round. Playing a close friend is one of the most agonizing experiences for a professional athlete. It requires a complete compartmentalization of empathy. The ability to switch off the friendship and turn on the killer instinct is what separates good players from Grand Slam champions. But the viral video wasn't just a duet. It was a quartet. Standing right beside Jovic were Eva Lys and Zeynep Sonmez, the remaining halves of this newly christened Big Four. Let's talk about Eva Lys. Representing Germany, Lys brings a completely different flavor to this group. She is the embodiment of raw, unapologetic baseline aggression. In an era where many players look to grind their opponents into submission, Lys steps inside the baseline and looks to dictate terms from the very first ball. She hits incredibly flat and deep, taking time away from her opponents and suffocating them with pace. Her presence in this viral moment highlights the stylistic diversity of this new generation. While Eala brings a heavy spin and tactical nuance, and Jovic brings the all-court versatility, Lys is the absolute powerhouse. She represents the fearlessness of the youth movement on the WTA Tour, players who do not care about the ranking or the reputation of the woman across the net. They only care about executing their aggressive game plans. Then we have Zeynep Sonmez, whose story added a profound layer of global significance to this group. Sonmez is single-handedly rewriting the tennis history books for Turkey. Coming from a nation that is fiercely passionate about sports but still developing its tennis infrastructure, Sonmez's rise is a testament to extraordinary sheer will. She plays with a relentless hustle and a counter-punching style that frustrates even the most seasoned veterans. Recently, she became the first Turkish player to secure a victory at the massive Madrid tournament. By standing alongside Eala, Jovic, and Lys, Sonmez solidifies the international, border-breaking nature of this new era. The old Big Four were European giants. This new viral Big Four spans the globe. The Philippines, the United States with Balkan roots, Germany, and Turkey. They are a reflection of a truly globalized sport. Why does this specific combination of players resonate so deeply with fans? It comes down to the changing landscape of women's tennis. For years, the WTA was dominated by a rotating cast of established superstars, and the younger players were expected to quietly wait their turn. But the guard is rapidly changing. Players are retiring earlier. The physical demands of sport are higher than ever, and there is a massive power vacuum at the top of the game. Fans are desperate for a narrative, for a rivalry, for a group of players they can latch onto for the next 15 years. When the internet saw Iva Jovic, Lys, and Sonmez together, they didn't just see four friends. They saw a prophecy. They saw four vastly different playing styles, for unique cultural backgrounds, and four extraordinary talents who are destined to clash in Grand Slam quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals for the next decade. Furthermore, this viral moment shatters the archaic narrative that women in sports must be bitter enemies to be fiercely competitive. The media has historically loved to pit female athletes against each other, searching for locker room drama and manufacturing animosity. Iva Jovic, Lys, and Sonmez completely rejected that narrative with a single birthday cake. They prove that you can have deep respect, genuine affection, and true friendship off the court without sacrificing a single ounce of competitive ferocity on it. This is the evolution of the athlete's mindset. They recognize that the tour is a grueling, lonely, 52-week grind of airports, hotel rooms, and immense pressure. Having a support system among your peers is not a weakness. It is a vital psychological survival tool. As we look toward the immediate future, all eyes will be glued to that first-round clash between Eala and Jovic at Roland Garros. The clay surface adds a fascinating tactical dimension. Eala's heavy topspin, honed in Spain, is tailor-made for the Parisian dirt. The ball will bounce high, kicking above Jovic's preferred strike zone. Eala will look to drag Jovic out wide, opening up the court before flattening out her forehand down the line. Jovic, however, moves with exceptional fluidity. She will look to step inside the baseline, take Eala's spin on the rise, and rob the Filipino the time she needs to set up her heavy ground strokes. It will be a chess match played at 100 miles per hour. And the psychological undercurrent, the memory of that birthday cake just days prior, will be the invisible spectator hovering over every single point as we wrap up this extensive analysis. It is vital to recognize what this viral moment truly represents. The image of Alexandra Eala celebrating her 21st birthday surrounded by Iva Jovic, Eva Lys, and Zeynep Sonmez is much more than a fleeting social media trend. It is a powerful snapshot of the future. The moniker of the new Big Four may have started as a playful internet exaggeration, but looking at the immense talent, the tactical brilliance, and the relentless drive of these four women, it might just become a reality. We are witnessing a changing of the guard in real time. The sport of tennis is transitioning into a new era, one characterized by global diversity, contrasting playing styles, and a refreshing, modern approach to locker room dynamics. These players are proving that true greatness is not defined by isolation or manufactured animosity. It is defined by how hard you fight between the lines and the respect you show each other outside of them. The first-round battle between Eala and Jovic at Roland Garros will be the first major test of this new era. It is a match where friendship will be momentarily suspended, replaced by the ruthless pursuit of Grand Slam glory. But regardless of who wins that match or who lifts the Suzanne Lenglen Cup at the end of the fortnight, one thing is absolutely certain. Alexandra Eala, Iva Jovic, Eva Lys, and Zeynep Sonmez have officially arrived. They have captured the imagination of the tennis world, and they have the talent to hold on to it for a very long time. Keep a close eye on these four, because the next decade of tennis belongs to them. Thank you for joining me on this deep dive. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to engage with the channel, and let me know your thoughts down below. Do you believe this quartet is the true future of the WTA? I will see you all in the next analysis.